This is Lee with 82 Game and 12. We're on channel Sons of Liberty 75 here on YouTube, and this is a continuation of Eylau 1807 by Sound of Drums, designed by Uwe Walentin. Copyright 23. And it just has a beautiful map. And the counters just add to that beauty. These little cotton things you see, that's just my own, for my own information, helping to signify the snow. I need to put them in really small little balls and spread them really out, but I'm not going to do that. So if you want to know more about what Sound of Drums is all about, Sound of Drums, we develop and publish thrilling historical board games. You can go to soundoffdrumsgames.com and find out what else they have besides Eylau 1807. This is just the first volume. They are working on the second volume. I guess trying to determine what battle or battles the second volume may contain. It may contain more than one. And then we have Chessex. I want to give a shout out to them. The dice that I'm using are Chessex dice. They designed some dice specifically for this game. And I believe, let's see, you can find out more information about Chessex at chessex.com. They have more than just dice, so go check them out. They've got a few games and a lot of other accessories that have to do with dice and gaming. So I suggest you check them out. So I'm just trying to adjust my camera mount here. These dice that I'm talking about, there's 2 green and 2 blue. And of course, they also have the coat of arms, which is, I guess, a black eagle for the Russians. I think it's actually 2 eagles, yeah. And of course, you have the eagle, oops, turn it around, for the French. That would be their standard, and much like what the Romans had. I think Napoleon was a fan of the Romans and their empire. Maybe he's trying to conquer his own little empire. So the last video, video 6, got abruptly ended. My phone at times will run out of memory, and when that happens, boom, there it goes. So I get cut off, and I'm not savvy on the editing and so forth. I wish I was. I need to work on that, but I could, if I did some editing, I could put in some of these mistakes that I make and put them in the comments, or try to, or I correct them in the next video. And so in the last video, I mentioned about Davout's core, which were reinforcements. When reinforcements come upon the board, the rules state that they must be in strategic movement, and I didn't do that. So that's something to remember. So when these other units come on the board, which will be up here to the north, north of Althoff, then they will be needing to come in with a strategic order. So that's something to remember. And I need to try to remember to do the roll to stand for units that are adjacent to friendly units that either retreat or are eliminated in a hex adjacent to, the unit. I caught it in the last video, but it was after I'd already moved on to another, either another activation or, you know, something else. But all of that rolling takes place at the end of the activation. You're not rolling as soon as that one assault's over. You wait until all of the, all of the assaults, or if it has to do with fire combat, then after all of the fire combat. So that way you're not rolling, one unit's rolling multiple times. They're just going to roll and use the modifiers that are going to be puts them at the worst advantage, in other words. So hope that's not too confusing. So these big dice that I have, remember, these are just to weight down my plexiglass. So hopefully they're not too much of a interference. I try to move them when I am you know, using those units right there. So, and then you might see these purple blocks. They don't come with the game. These are just for my own benefit. I use them to place where the army commander's at. So Napoleon's here and Bennigsen's there. And I use purple because that signifies, you know, but normally it'd be like the, signify like the emperor, or, you know, so forth. So that's a color. Romans used it as a color for, I guess, what you might call royalty or the emperor, so forth. So, all right. So we need to draw a cube to continue. And if we were to look over here on the order display, the French have had 3, 4, 5 activations, and the Russians have had 4. And so we know that the French have more cubes in the cup. So what's left in the cup? We've got 2 red, 2 green, and then 6 blue, which are, you know, the green are Russian. So the Russians only have 2 activations left, while the French have a chance, an opportunity for 6. Okay, that's 3 times as many. So we drew the red. So what does that mean? Well, it means we're going to have a simultaneous fire combat all the way across from one side of the board or the map to the other. Okay, for any eligible unit, artillery or infantry unit. Of course, the infantry unit would have to be adjacent to a target. And with the snow, the artillery will only be able to fire at a maximum of 4 hexes. So that's going to reduce the fire. So, all right. So let's start over here. We've got, of course, we're going to have some units that are not going to be able to fire because they're out of range. And so this unit here is going to be out of range. So, and I believe, let's see, they have, let's see, that's 4th Division. 4th Division is in hold. And hold. Let's see if it's on here somewhere. I know it's here somewhere. Well, maybe I'll have to go to a different, maybe it's with the orders. Let's see. Yeah, hold may fire in simultaneous. Retire, I don't believe can. No. Attack can, of course. So retire, regroup, Defend can. Strategic movement, I don't believe they can because they're in limbered. Movement can fire. So strategic movement, regroup, and retire cannot fire. So, all right. Let's move to another unit that could possibly fire. Okay, so if we look here, okay, I'm gonna use the green here for who might fire. This unit here, okay, can fire over its own units. 1, 2, 3, 4. But because of the snow, it cannot see these units any longer. So now, of course, we've got to look around for someone else. Okay, and okay, so we have these units here. So, all right, we've got these 2 heavy artillery units. Okay, so they're going to turn like so. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they can reach. They can reach this target here. All right, and of course there's infantry underneath, so that's who they're firing at. Was this unit? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are in line. So move this here, and I can look across here at this. Okay, so here we've got strength of 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 at a. Okay, and okay, so range 4. That's going to give the strength points are going to be multiplied by 1, so it's just going to be 7. Okay, and this is where you could also use your tally stick for, so you can remember. See, I could use this to mark 7 on here, so that I remember the strength points that I'm using that are firing. Okay, and then I could also use it for keeping track of the die roll modifiers, but there's not that many die roll modifiers. So that's just another way that you could use a tally stick. I showed you how I used it to keep track of modifiers during an assault. So you can also use it for when you have fire combat. Okay. All right, so we have the snow. That's going to be -1. Let's see. The target is not in column, but it's heavy artillery. So that's going to be a +1. So it's just going to be straight up. So straight up, I rolled a 10. And the strength is 6 and 8. 10 is going to be a hit. So that unit takes another hit. Okay, so now he's taken 6. Okay. All right. Of course, we put the smoke marker, so we know that unit is fired. Okay. Now, one thing is, we have such a one-sided, it's pretty one-sided on artillery, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and fire with this unit here. And so he's got this unit right here adjacent, and keep moving some of these guys. That's who he wants to fire at, and so your units have the ability to turn. Well, I guess it should happen at the beginning of the fire phase. So if we did, then that would be firing into this one's flank. Um, and I believe that you have to do that. I'm like changing them or moving them as I go along. But I believe when you're doing the fire combat, that way, well, okay, let me just get over here and find this part. Now, with it being simultaneous, that means even though a unit may lose some strength points, they don't actually lose those until at the end. So you treat them as they're still at the strength they were beforehand. So let's see here. It may be under facing. So let me check the facing, see what it says there. Might be under the fire combat. And really, the French should, because they have the initiative, they should actually execute fire combat first. And I didn't do that. I don't think I've been doing that. I don't know where I saw that, but I know that at the beginning of the fire, you should do it at the very beginning. Well, I know it's here. was it? Okay, I'll have to find it later. That's enough looking for that. But they are allowed to change. Now, they should change at the beginning. That way, you know, for example, they would want to turn. And so, not just artillery, but also the infantry can actually keep hitting some of these units. So that would actually provide, they would actually have, they would actually get a plus, let's see, shooting column, that would be a +2. That would be at 12, okay, instead of just a 10. And so that would be a 2 hits with a asterisk, which means they would then have to roll for, and I probably need to see if there's someone else along here somewhere that I would want to turn or needs to turn, maybe. I don't see anybody. Okay. So here, instead of just being 1 hit, it would be 2 hits. So now that's 7. And there's an asterisk. So this infantry unit has to roll to stand. So check to stand. He's not elite, he's not green, he's not Russian. Okay, nobody retreated or was eliminated. He's not in restricted terrain. He's not in square. Cavalry, 3 X's away, no. Leader present, no. So it's just straight up. He's got to roll higher than 6. 8. So he stays. All right. All right. So now, actually, now if you have infantry and artillery together in the hex, they can both actually fire. And let me find that. See if I can find that. I remember that change. Yeah. Okay. If there's an infantry and an unlimbered artillery unit in the same X, they may both fire at the same or different targets. So they would both get to fire. So, okay, the top one is artillery. and the bottom is lined. So, all right, with the artillery, they're not heavy or light, but so they're foot, and they're adjacent, for that's going to multiply their strength points. So got an 8. Okay. And snow, -1. But the column is +2, so it's going to be a +1. And we roll an 8, becomes a 9. That's going to be a hit. So the top unit takes the hit. So that's their first hit. That's the elite unit. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the line unit. So, okay, we still actually got 4, but so he's got strength of 8 also, and he's going to have a +1. 6, 7, I don't think that's enough. Yeah. Let's see. I can remember that defensive fire is +1. And also infantry first column is only a +1. But this is just fire combat, not defensive fire. But it does get a +1 instead of a +2. So that would be at 0. All right. So that's complete. Put a smoke marker on that one. So there was some minor changes to some of the fire modifiers. Okay, so now we come back to here. And of course, they're going to fire on these guys again. Strength of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're firing on, he's in line, but let's see where they've got they're turned. Yeah, he's hitting him in the flank. That's another flank, so that he's considered column, so that's going to be a +2. So, and they're heavy, so that's +3 minus snow. It's going to be +2. 6 is going to be 8. So yeah, he takes another hit. So he's now up to 8. I don't think I have to. I'll just flip it over. So all right. So normally I would go to another, I'd go down for another French unit, but the next French unit is going to be probably on over here a ways. So just to finish up the firing right here where I'm at. Okay, I've got this unit here is going to fire the same target. That's going to be 6 heavy. 2, 3, 4. So he's not going to be firing into his flank. So that's going to be, he's actually firing in his front. So it's strength of 6, snow, and heavy cancel each other out. So it's just straight up. 7, I don't think 7 is enough. No, you did have an 8. So there's another smoke here. Of course, these guys here I think are too far away. Yeah. All right. Then we have these guys. Infantry, if they have 2 targets, they've got to split their fire. So he's going to have to split his fire between here and here. Okay. So this guy can fire. Let me bring him in. Let me fire with him. Okay. So here we've got this guy in column. And let's see, that's going to be strength of 2. Snow fire, let's see, the snow is going to be -1. Targets in column, so that's +2. So it's going to be a +1. 3 4s are going to be a miss on his part. So, all right, now we flip it over. This guy's in column, so he's got to fire 1 here and 1 here. Okay. So here we've got the target is in line. So it's going to be a minus. That's what it is. And it's going to be 1, even if he got a 12, he's going to miss. So that one there's not going to go. So the other one goes here. And there he's going to get a +1 because the target is in column, which is +2. We subtract the -1 for the snow, so we get a +1. Not enough, rolled a 7. That's only an 8. Okay. All right, so now we're done with that. We can move along and look for other targets. Right here. The French don't have any artillery lined up here anywhere in this area. They need some artillery right here on this ridge, but they don't have any. I need to move up the guard artillery so that they can start pounding these units over here. So that's something that, and put them into defense. But in order to do that, I've got to give Bessieres an activation, and then give him another activation. That's the only way. So I've got to give a double activation to Bessieres in order to do that. And so I guess that's any time you want to change their order. All right, so okay, well, we've got this artillery unit right there. Okay, so and who do we want to fire on? Well, both of them are going to be 2 away. Let's hit these guys. All right, so that is, okay, he's just a strength of 2. And range is 2, so that's times 2, so that becomes a strength of 4. We've got snow, -1. Targets in column, that's +2, so it's going to be +1. 7, 8. I don't think that's enough. No. So that was a miss. Okay, now we come back to the French. We're going to be able to pound these infantry units that moved up. So here we've got, I believe there's going to be 8. Yeah, 8. And they're heavies. Okay, range of 2. they're going to be doubled, so that's 8. No, that's 16. Yeah. 16. Let's see, 16. Yeah. 16 is going to be better. He's in column. The snow, it's just going to be a +1. All right, we got 9 becomes 10 with 16. Okay, that's going to be 2 hits. If I rolled 8 twice, I could have a chance to get 4, but it'd be pretty sharp. It's not a very high percentage that I get 4. So here, 10. Yeah, I got 2, almost got 3 on that unit. So that unit takes 2. So can't leave your units right there in the open. All right, so normally I would come back and go all the way over to here and do the fire combat there. But like I said, I'm just, eventually I'm going to get to where I'm just doing all Russians anyways. But I don't want to like move way around the map when I still have these to do. So that's how I'm going to do it. I just want to do these so that, of course, you know, because you use the smoke markers, you're not going to forget, you know. But there's not going to be any other fire over here. So, but normally you would take turns going back and forth. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and just do these here that are right here anyways before we move on. All right, so this unit, these 2 batteries, there's 4, okay, and hold on up, I didn't add the +1 for being heavy, so, okay, let me check that again, because I did not add the +1, that unit is heavy. Yeah. That's heavy, so they get a +1. So, okay, so snow is -1. Okay, heavy is +1, they cancel out. And then column is +2. And I rolled a 9 and on the 16 column. Should have been 10, 11. So yeah, 3, I gotta add another hit. 3 and a check to stand. So let's change that. One thing, you get plenty of markers. I think it was like that. Casualty markers. So, all right, now this unit here still has to roll to check to stand. All right. He's not elite. He's not green, not Russian. He didn't have any units eliminated or retreated beside him. So it's just going to be straight up. He's got to get higher than 6. Nope, I rolled a 4. So he's going to take another loss. And retreat 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way back to there. And now this unit here, I believe he's got a check. I don't think it's just, yeah, Fire combat or an adjacent friendly unit retreats. If an adjacent friendly unit retreats or is eliminated. So he had someone retreat. So he has to now roll with a -1. All right, we got a 9, -1 is 8, so he's safe. Okay, so now we have to do the fire combat. I said this is 8, strength of 8 times 2, the range is only 2, times 2 is 16. -1 for snow, +1 for heavy, and then that cancels out to 0, and then we have +2 for being in column. All right, so that's going to be 9, 10, 11. Again, that's going to be 3 hits. Yeah, 3 hits with a star. And let's see what this unit has. So he's going to be at 4. And I guess this is where really I would need to, you're supposed to do these at the end of the activation. Where did I read that at? So, to me, that would be at the end of the fire. So, you would have to, but you'd have to place something on them to know that, hey, I've got to check for these. Okay, now the check to stand. It says checks are executed at the end of an activation. So, I had this unit here that retreated, and he was here. So, let me put this gray one on him. Okay, which means they have to check. Now, I've already rolled for this one, so I'm going to put a white one on him. And that signifies that I've already rolled. He's going to be retreating, okay? All right, so let's move on. That means I'll come back and do the rolls for the check to stand. They say it's at the end of the activation, which makes sense. So, this unit, these 2 units here, now, they can't fire at separate they can fire, and I think they are. I'm going to fire, the top battery is going to fire here, the bottom battery is going to fire here. So, okay, so this is the first target. Okay, so we've got 4, and the range is 2 for that one. That's going to be 8. Okay. And he's in column. So that's going to be, so we're 8. He's heavy. snow minus 1, heavy plus 1, so that's 0, plus 2 for column. Okay, so we add 2 to the dice. 9, 10, 11, under, what did I say, 8, 11, okay, that's going to be 2 hits without an asterisk. So he's now at 3. And I'll have to put smoke markers on that one and fix and finish on this one. And then the other unit, the other battery, is firing here. Okay, and here he's in line, so he's not going to get the plus 2, and the range is 3. So 4, range of 3. Oh, that's still going to be double, so that's still going to be 8. But no addition to the die roll. 8 to 8, that's going to be a hit. So that unit takes a hit. Okay. I've got this artillery unit back here, but he can fire 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So I'll do his fire first, then flip over to there, then here. Okay. So strength of 2. He's in column, so that's going to add 2. Snow subtracts 1, so plus 1. That's 8, 9. That's not enough. Okay. So he's fired, but now this artillery unit is going to fire. Range of 4. He's just going to have a strength of 2. He's in column, plus 2, minus 1 for the snow, and he's not heavy, so it's just going to be a plus 1. 6, 7's not enough for any kind of damage. All right. Now this unit gets to fire. He's in column, so plus, let's see, a strength of 2. Target's in column. Snow subtracts 1, so it's a plus 1. 3, 4 is not enough, so no damage there. Let's see. Well, we'll do this guy. This guy's got to split his fire. He's got this unit over here. Let's just put an orange one on there so we can differentiate. So these guys here are in column. So he's got to split his fire. Strength of 2 is split. So he's firing 1 strength at the orange, where the orange units are at. They're in column. Snow subtracts 1, column adds 2, so it's at plus 1. 5, 6 is not enough. Okay. And then his other fire is, and really this guy should have fired over here. He should not have fired 2 right there. He should have fired over here with 1 strength. This is how I should have done that, but I didn't. That was a mistake. All right, now he's firing his other strength point here, where the red cube's at. And that's going to be -1 for snow, +2 for column is +1. 7, 8 is not enough. Okay, so now this unit is firing, and he's got to split his between these 2 units. So he's in column, and he's firing at the red first, which is in column. So we're going to have a +1. 4, 5, not enough. And then he fires at the orange. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got to have at least a 12 with a strength of 1. So he's going to have to roll at least an 11. Okay. Now this guy's already fired. All right. I think this guy's turn like that. All right. Okay. So we're firing from this unit to the red first. So we're looking at a strength of 1. 6 is not enough. And then at the orange, ooh, a 12. +1 is 13. And that's just going to be a hit of 1. And let's see what he's already got. Oh no, he doesn't have a hit yet. Of course, these would also, they don't affect until after the at the end of the activation is when those should actually be placed or whatever. So all right, so now of course he's done. We've got this artillery unit who is going to fire right there. Right into the rear of this. So it's not into the flank, but into the rear. So that would still be considered line, I guess. So, well, wait a minute. Maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he can't reach him. You can't fire at this guy or that guy. He can't fire here. 1, 2, 3. No, he can't. That's 4 right there. 4 can't fire there. Okay, so he just can't fire. All right, so here to here. Okay, so that's going to be strength of 2, and it's going to be a +1. 6, 7 is not enough. So let's get a smoke marker for him. I have a lot of smoke markers. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's see here. We've got this artillery unit here, and he's going to be able to fire right there at that guy. These guys. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 is going to be multiplied by 2, so that's a strength of 4. And he's in column, so plus 2 minus 1 for the snow. It's going to be plus 1. 3, 4 is not enough. Not enough. All right, so then we come over here, and what do we got? I don't believe this guy here. This guy here, he can't fire over here at this guy. This guy can fire at this guy, but this guy can't. And the other thing is, he's not going to be able to fire here because of he's further away. He's not close enough to the edge, and this guy's way out of range. So this guy here is firing here. Show you, let me even get up there to where that's at. Okay, there we go. This is square. This guy's in a big hurt here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's just going to have the strength of okay. These guys are not heavy. Yeah. They don't have the heavy mark on them, so they don't get the plus 1. But they are going to get a plus 4 because that infantry target is in square. So that's 4. And they're going to have a strength of 6, I believe. Yeah, 6. Okay. He's in, well, the snow is minus 1, so that's going to be a plus 3. All right, so that's 5. That's going to be 8 on the 6th column. Yeah, that'll be a hit. Okay. All right. So now we come down here. So this guy is right here, 2 away from that cavalry unit. So that's going to be double. So a strength of 4, but the only modifier is going to be a minus 1 for the snow. There is no modifiers for cavalry being a target. So minus 1. 7 minus 1 is 6. It's not going to be enough to do any kind of damage. All right. And I got to put a smoke marker up there. All right. Make sure I'm not forgetting anybody down here. Nope. So now we can move around. Okay. All right. So this unit here is in woods. This guy, however, is not. This guy's in. Okay. So he's firing there. Those guys are in line. Structured terrain, maximum is 2 strength points. And so it's going to be a -1. So he'd have to get a 12. No, he didn't. Okay. So that guy in line can fire. That's what, 3, and he's got enough for 4. Firing at this guy. So line is 4. He's going to be at strength of 8. Snow is -1. Target and obstructed terrain -3, so that's -4. So I guess if he got a 12, he just, what an 8, yeah. He got a 6, so he didn't get enough. So all right, no one else there is going to be able to do any damage on either one of those. All right, let's move over here to, it's like, well, okay, he hadn't been able to turn over yet. Okay. We don't have any artillery there. Artillery over there, no. All right, so that is going to be all of the simultaneous fire. Now what we would do is, this is where we come back and we would roll, okay, wherever we'd need to, for units that had to roll for a stand. Now, I already rolled this one, and this one had to move, retreat. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. So he went back to here. All right, now this other one here has a roll. Okay, so he's got to also roll, but because the unit beside him has retreated, that's going to be a -1. So he's retreating, which now is going to make this guy retreat. So this guy's takes another hit. So now he's at 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course he can't go down there. So all right, and then because this guy retreated due to fire, he has to roll. Now, if he doesn't stand, the rest of these guys don't have to keep rolling. So, and he's going to have a -1. 3. So he's retreating. Takes a loss. And retreats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go back to there. So don't have to keep rolling for the rest of them. So that is my understanding of the rules. Okay, it says an adjacent friendly infantry or artillery unit stack of units retreats or is eliminated due to an assault or charge. Eliminated or retreating cavalry does not trigger stand rolls. So I guess just from fire, maybe I don't have to retreat. Well, he would have to retreat, but I wouldn't have to roll So this guy here wouldn't have to roll. Where was he at? Right there. Yeah, he would not have to retreat. So, because it says only if due to assault. Okay, and that wasn't assault. Not from fire. So I don't have to retreat. I don't have to roll, and that wouldn't, let's see, well, yeah, that guy still had to roll. So it's only when you have, maybe the other guy, well, I think maybe he shouldn't have retreated either. Maybe I'm gonna leave it like it is. But it's only when it's not on fire unless, you know, a unit is eliminated. Okay. If say the top unit in a hex, if the top unit is eliminated, then of course the bottom unit is going to have to check the stand. Okay. But an adjacent friendly infantry or artillery unit stack of units retreats or is eliminated due to an assault or charge. Not from fire combat, not from the fire, but from an assault or charge. So now if you have a stack of units, okay, and you're required to make a stand to roll to stand, then you have to roll for both units in the stack. Okay, whether it be from fire or assault. That, you know, assault, they're both going to be retreating, but from fire, the other unit would also have to check. So all of it become clear as the more I play. You know, when you have some mechanics that are a little bit different than you know, what you're accustomed to, then you know you gotta work through it. I gotta work through it in my mind, and as I said, sometimes I have a difficult time interpreting. Sometimes, and I think a lot of that has to do with so many games, different games I've played over the years. You kind of get, I don't know if I'd say brainwashed, but you know, your mind gets set that this is how it's done, and then you have, you know, something that's a little bit different, and then, you know, you got to it's like a retraining your mind to adjust. So it all makes perfect sense once I kind of analyze everything. That I understand. I mean, I understand the rules. It's not where I'm, you know, saying, you know, I don't like that rule or I don't like this or that. It's just me coming to grips with this new system. And you know, all of them are different in one aspect or the other. You know, I really like the SPI Wellington versus Ney and Wellington's victory with the Wellington versus Ney, it was the skirmisher units and rules that I really had a difficult time with for a long time. And with the gamers NBS series, it was the commands, the way the command system was all set up, and how easy it was for your commands to just be changed or just completely ended, because of a die roll of here your units are moving, and then they decide, well, the commander decides, or you roll and he fails, so that he doesn't continue, and then you got to send out new orders. And so each system, there's always something that you say, well, I don't know about this, but once you begin to really think about the way the system is and how it all works together, you say, oh yeah, I understand this, So, and it's some of the subtle rules that you have to remember. And when you're looking at the rule book, just so you know, when you have this blue area here, that's important. You need to read all of that. That's not just thrown in there. There's explanation to rules. These are like the design notes, but also there's rules in there, okay, that help to clarify things. So, and explain why a certain rule is the way it is, okay? Like right here, it says, if assaulted through the rear or into the flank, the unit can't execute defensive fire. Now, if you don't read that, then you don't know that, okay? So don't take these blue areas as just, an explanation and not maybe having some rules in there. And you see that in more than one place, okay? So wherever you see the blue, it's important you read that, because there could be rules in there that apply, okay? Now the red or pink, those are examples. So if you're having difficulty with maybe something, read that example and maybe set up some pieces and, move the pieces, or, kind of follow along with the examples. It would have been nice to maybe have, maybe a section at the end where they, maybe they played through an activation, and showed you pictures of maybe some movement and maybe an assault, some, defensive fire and so forth, with units and the map. So, they really presented a high-class presentation for advertising the game with some of those videos that they have, man. Those man, they were nice. That you could watch the little mini videos of the game. But I think it would be nice if they made just a few of those that walked you through, some movement. Just an activation. Say, walk you through an activation. Pull a cube and say, okay, have the units set up, and that's what I do. That's what I'm doing. You can look at mine, but I make a lot of mistakes. Okay, I'm learning this. This is my first playthrough, so I'm learning the system. Okay, so you can't take everything that I do for gospel. Okay, because like I said, sometimes I'm bad at interpreting. I don't know why. I've got an English degree, and but I guess the way my brain works, I guess I look at stuff and I read it one way, and then I have to go back and reread it a few times to say, oh, okay, now I understand. And most of the time it's after I've played the game, then it's like, oh yeah, okay, it starts to really kind of, the wheels begin to turn, where I say, oh, I understand exactly why the designer did it this way. It makes perfect sense and all of that. So, you know, you're gonna see, you're gonna probably see wrong way to do things, but hopefully as you know, I go through this, you see at least, you know, maybe you see parts of an activation that say, oh yeah, okay, I understand how that works, you know. And I'm trying to do it as the rules. I know I throw in some things here or there, and it's because you know, I just to me it's a little vague, okay, and it's vague to me. I'm not saying that it is vague. It's just vague to me until I am able to work through it and then understand it. Then it becomes clear, and that's pretty much on all of the different rules that I come across that you know, maybe I question, and it's not because I'm saying the rule is wrong. I'm just questioning it so that I can begin to work it through my own mind, so that I can work it through and begin to do do it correctly. And you know, I've already mentioned a couple of times about, you know, my own opinion about Calvary. Possibly we should have a positive modifier for firing on Calvary. Now, you shouldn't really have too many opportunities to fire with infantry on Calvary, because Calvary can evade during the simultaneous fire combat. If they are adjacent to an infantry unit or even an artillery unit that is going to fire on them, then they can immediately evade one hex, and that way they pull out of the range of the infantry, but they're going to still be in the range unless they're able to move, you know, beyond the fire arc of the artillery unit. They're able to you know, at least get a little further away, so they're not point blank, but they're still going to be within range to really take a beating. But you know, for artillery, I really think, in my opinion, you know, possibly like treat them like you know, infantry in column maybe, because you know, they were a target. Artilleries were directed to target cavalry formations, because if you can damage the horse, you can take the rider out. The rider is not equipped to fight on foot, so you know, if you take out the rider, then you got a horse that's running around there that's not going to hurt you. So, all right, I need to remove all of the smoke markers because now we're finished with that. So, I'm not the editing master where I would, you know, pause the video. My camera doesn't allow me to pause; it'll just stop. And I don't quite know how to piece together my videos. I don't have that. You know, I do all of this on my phone, so I don't have that capability. And I know you could probably use the YouTube, whatever that special YouTube app. I did notice that it said that you can now download videos using that app. I haven't tried yet. Tired of, probably get tired of me saying that's something that your students do when you're teaching, you know, and they're bored, where they start counting how many times you say I gotta consciously think about that. And I really should do a better job and put my English degree to usage now that I'm not teaching anymore. But, you know, sometimes we just get lazy. As a Texan, not born, but lived, been in Texas all but like 4 or 5 years of my 55, so 50 years as a Texan. As a Texan, I'm lazy with my words. I don't articulate properly. Use a lot of slang, Texas slang. All right, so we have used the tally stick several times. It's kind of a neat little gimmick. And I could see when you get a lot of infantry units stacked and attacking, it would be nice to have this to use. And so I suppose that's a European thing. Trying to think if there's another game that I've either owned in the past or own now that has something similar, but I can't recall anything. All right, let's pull another cube and see what we get. Okay, it's French. It's Russian. Okay, so the Russians have an activation. So Bhagavat is already activated twice. 2nd Division activated. And 3rd Division. Okay. So what is 8 doing? 8th Division, he's holding. So 5th Division has attack. I'm trying to see who I have that I have attack. The left wing cavalry reserve has attack. The right wing cavalry reserve has an attack. All right. Now we do at some point. I think I'm going to activate. The left wing right here. So I'm going to need to, of course, one thing is move that and possibly move that. I'll just move it closer to there. All right, so right here, I don't really want to attack. I think I'm gonna. Well, I've got to move some of these guys over to protect the flank. So I'm going to activate von Paulin here in see if I can get a little bit more light here without getting any kind of glare. So let's move. See, we've got Udine's 3rd Division over there, and because of the snow, I wasn't able to see him move up that road. But of course, maybe just the sound of wagons and other things besides, firing going on around in other parts of the map. And because Freant has sight on these cavalry units, and he doesn't see anything 4 hexes away here outside of the cavalry, Udine could send a messenger to Freant could send a messenger to Udine to let him know, hey, move around their flank, or even like it would be sent by Davout. That is right back there. There's Davout right here. So I'm going to allow von Paulin to move. He's going to move some of his cavalry units over to see about stopping or at least trying to close up that flank over there. So we're going to turn here, okay, and now a unit can, unless they're line, infantry in column and I guess unlimbered or limbered artillery and cavalry can turn to any facing prior to movement. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, right there. This one here is going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one here is going to turn 3, 4. I'll tell you what, he's going to go right there. And then that. And this one here is going to slide over to there. That's where Paulin's going to go. I'm going to pull these lancers back, so they're going to turn around. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they turned around. Let's see. So they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. All right. And he's finished. Okay, so that's going to be what the left wing, right? Left wing. Where's the left? He's actually. Oh, wait a minute. He's got defend. No, that's artillery. Yeah, okay. He's got attack. All right, so he's finished. Next cube. French. All right. So, what do we want to do here? Now, I haven't done anything with Freant or Moran. Hank St. Hilaire. I haven't done anything with him. That guy should not be turned over. I don't know why he's like that. He was like that. Klein here. What has he got? Okay, he's the 1st Dragoons. He's got an attack order, I think. Okay, this unit here, this cavalry unit charged. So he can't recover until after all of the activation phase is done, the completion of the activation segment. Not after each cube is drawn. So he's not going to be able to reaction charge. So I can take advantage of that. And Klein here can send a couple of his cavalry regiment, part of his regiment, over to challenge that cavalry that's kind of causing some issues. Of course, this guy's in line. He could move up to him. So could that guy. But then he'd just be able to evade unless I came into his rear. So, yeah, I could really trap that. I could trap that cavalry unit there. Let me find the evading over here. No. Must be over here by movement. There it is. Okay, rule 20.4. Cavalry units may always evade by retreating 1 hex if an enemy infantry or artillery unit is in an adjacent hex at the beginning of a simultaneous fire segment. If an enemy infantry unit moves adjacent, or if the opposing player declares a charge or assault with an infantry unit. So they would have to basically move so that they block that unit in completely. It says evasion doesn't trigger opportunity fire. So in order to, I could either just activate Klein and send in the Dragoons, or try to surround him with, which I could. I mean, I could move this guy here. Well, yeah, this guy would stay. I would turn those guns over. See, he could evade through till he got to an open space. I think I'm gonna have to just use cavalry. So I'm gonna activate Klein. I don't know what I do with it. I know I drew a blue. Oh, here it is. All right, so I'm gonna activate Klein, and let's see what we got in here. Yeah, I still got an opportunity to probably go a few here. All right. So we want to take care of that cavalry unit there, or try to. So Klein is going to activate, and he's going to send this unit that he's with. He's going to turn just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then this one's going to turn and go 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes to there. Of course, he can't reaction charge. He's tired. And then the other two can attack here. He's in the woods. But I could attack these guys here. But if I go here, he's going to be able to fire on me. So I'm going to move him up, and he's going to move up to there. And then I'm going to move Klein over so he can reach multiple units there. So that's the first Dragoons. And so now we go here. We don't have defensive fire. All we have is the charge. Okay, so we've got 12 against 4. So that's 3 to 1. That's -2. Defended unit is Russian, so that's +1. Use my tally stick here. So we're at -2, and then +1, so we're at -1. He's got an attack order. Okay, he's charged for more than 1 hex, that's -1. He's not charged through the flank, which he doesn't have a flank. So he's not charged through the rear. Okay. Alright, so nothing else applies there. Now for the charging units, they are not elite or green. Wasn't at short distance. They're not fatigued. So I guess the fatigue only applies when the cavalry charges. When they're on defense, it doesn't. Okay, heavy cavalry against other cavalry. So let's see. Let me check the heavy, because I do know. Well, I think the only heavy is going to be the cuirassiers and let's see. Yeah, grenadiers, Archeville. So I did not have any. He's all dragoons, so we don't have the heavy. All right, so what we have is we end up with a -3. Ouch. Okay, I rolled a 5, which becomes a 3. So the cavalry unit is going to lose a step and has to retreat. Now, cavalry only retreat half of their movement potential. They don't retreat their full movement potential. So it's half. But, of course, he does take a loss. So he would, okay, so can't go there. We would have to go here, and then to leave this hex, okay, he's in retreat, so he's not in. Let's see what that does. When they're retreating, they may not. I don't know. I don't think there's opportunity to fire. So we'll see. Now it says ignore facing and terrain cost. Now I haven't been doing that. I've been adding to the terrain cost. So a couple of these units I should probably retreat a little further away. Okay, it says that a unit cannot avoid moving adjacent to enemy-occupied hexes. It loses 1 strength point each time it retreats adjacent to an enemy unit. Okay, so that just takes care of doing the opportunity fire. So because he was forced to move adjacent here, he's going to lose another strength point. So 1, and of course it says don't consider the terrain. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is where he goes. All right, and then one of these units gets to move in, changes facing, and I got to flip them to tired. Both of them are now tired. All right. So that activation is finished. Okay. So we pull another cube, and it's another French. I think I'm going to activate and I'll tell you what, the time flies on this thing. I'm going to activate I want to try to do something about I've got to do something about I'm really pressed. Okay, we're coming back over here. I'm gonna activate Desjardins. Is who I'm activating. Desjardins is not a name that I just don't recognize that name, and I don't recognize Houdelay either. Most of the other ones I recognize through my reading or playing other games, but I'm very familiar with Davout's corps and his the generals in his division, but the 7th Corps, Aguirre's, I'm not too familiar with. I know I recognize Aguirre's name and everything, but neither one of his generals do I recognize. But that's just me. All right, so I want to activate the 1st Division of 7th Corps, and this is their 2nd activation. So they've got, this is 1st Division, 2nd activation, so they've got one less movement. Okay. Let me just put a blue marker here. I'll put 2 there. That just lets me know that, hey, he's got, that's his 2nd activation. That's to help me more than anything. Okay. So he's got a couple of units back here that really, they didn't really move far enough. Let me back him up one more. Just so, maybe this guy here too. He'd be backed up one more, like that. This guy should be backed up one more, because I counted that. I counted the slope. I don't know about that guy. Okay, anyways, so let's get to moving here. If a unit is out of range, one thing, you can move the general, or you can just have them move up so that they're within range. So that's probably what's going to happen with these guys. They're not actually going to be able to get up there to do anything. But what I want to do is, of course, he's only got 5. Okay. What do we got here? Ooh, that guy's only got 2 left. That's bad. Over here, what do we got? He's got 5. Well, we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to try to It's not a very good, man, that's just not good. This guy here, he's got 8. Okay, let's move him first. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as far as he can go. This guy here, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy here, he's going to move over here. 1, 2, 3, and then he's changing the line right there. What do we got here? Can't leave that artillery alone. He's going to move to there. I think he's going to just get, he's not going to be very successful. Okay, so we're going to move there in an attempt to take those guns. All right, so I can move this. All right, so we've got defensive fire. Okay, against this guy. Now, those guns, there's 8 total strength points. Now, the Russians can fire them separately, which would be, they're going to be, what is it, multiplied by 4, and that's what I'd have to do. I don't think I multiplied that right before. Some of these adjacent. So that we're talking about 16 and 16. Okay. So they're going to get 2 volleys, 2 cannon blasts of the strength's going to be 16 twice. That's devastating. So, and they're in column. Snow is -1. Square, or column, I'm sorry, is 2. So we're looking at plus, so it's going to be +1 on the 16 column. Twice. 7 is 8. Okay, that's 2 hits. Again, 7 becomes 8. So there's 2 more hits. So we got a total of 4 hits. And I think he's down to only 1. Yeah. So seven. And of course, I guess you'd have to, well, it says if they survive, if they survive the defensive fire, then yeah, if the assaulting unit survives the defensive fire, the defender must check to hold. So we've got to have the check to hold. Like I said, this could be the end of this unit, because you know, if we have a 10 or higher, they take a loss. So there that is. All right, so they have a strength of 8 to 1, so it's going to be of course it can't go through, so they don't have to roll because the odds are more than 1 to 2, so that just stops that. He's not able to continue. All right, that's something that was I guess changed or modified or whatever for assaults. You have to be at least can't be lower or worse than 1 to 2. So I don't have to roll for that. So all right, so now we're ready to move to another activation cube, and it's another French. So the next one has to be either red or green. All right. Now, this one I've got to use over here for Saint Hilaire. So Saint Hilaire is going to have his, I think that's his first. Yep. Yeah, his first activation. And let's see what we got here. This guy here, oh, he's taking 7. He needs to go to the rear. This guy here has got 6 left. This guy here in the square, he is going to get out of the square. So that's 1. Okay, and he's going to move to here and then go into here, and I got to flip him over. They've got to be in line formation when they're in obstructed terrain. So all right, so he goes there. This guy here, I'm going to turn him around and have him pull back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and turn back around. This guy in line. This guy here. It's gonna move. You can shift 1 vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he goes to there. This guy does the same thing. He turns. 1, 2, right there. Of course, he's going to move to there. He can reach. Okay. So he's going to go 1, 2 to right there, and he's going to change the line. All right, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. We moved him back. This guy here needs to move back. So he goes to column and goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And then turns back to there. Let's see, this guy here changes to line. Well, no. I think we're going to go here. We're just going to go right here. That guy. Maybe I don't want to do that yet. Where's he at? I think he's just going to move right there. Yeah, I just want to move him right there. Put him in the line right there. Okay. Let's see. That guy's in obstructed terrain. Yeah, we don't want to assault just yet. Okay, so that's all of his activation. Next cube. Oh, it's red. Okay. So now we're going back across. And that means we've got three blue, 1 green. Well, there's only 1 left, or 2 left, then it's ended. If all one color is all that's left, then there we go. So, all right, but this here will reset the colors. So we can have a blue. Next turn we can have a blue pulled. Next activation. All right, now I already said that this artillery unit here is out of range. This unit here is out of range. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So we have to go. Yeah, we have to go right there. Right here with this guy. He's turned like that. So, and actually, I'll do this. Try to do this right. The French have the initiative, so they're going to get to go first, and they're going to fire right there. So, of course, both these units will get to fire. So I've got, he's only got 3 though. He's only going to be able to fire 3 out of there. So artillery will go first. And so he's adjacent. So that's going to be times 4. So that's going to put him on the 8 page. Okay. And he gets a +1. We got snow, and then we got target and column. So that'll be a -1, +2, +1. So, and we're on the 8th column. Oh, 3, 4, 5. Not enough. So he's going to have that on him. The infantry unit, he can fire. He only has 3 strength points left, so he'll be firing on the 6th column with a plus 1. 7, 8. It's going to be a hit. Okay. All right, they're going to be firing right there. And range 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to be just straight up 7. And they're heavy. So it's going to be a plus 2. Minus 1 for snow. Plus 2 for that's line, but he's firing into his flank. So that's why it's column. So plus 2, plus 1 for heavy. That's plus 3, minus 1 is plus 2. Oh, that didn't help. 3, 4, 5 is not enough. Yep, not enough. Okay. I've got this unit. Can fire right here. He's going to have a strength of 2. That guy's in column. We've got snow, so just a plus 2. 7, 8. No, just plus 1. 7, 8. That's not enough. So then we go back to here, and this guy is not firing. Well, I don't know. He really could be firing at his flank too. I think he is. Yeah, he's firing right here. So, yeah, that's going to be his flank. So with the heavy firing into the flank of a target that's in line becomes column. So that's plus 2. Heavy is plus 1, 3. Minus 1 for the snow, so plus 2. 9 becomes an 11. And I think they've got a strength of 7. Yeah, strength of 7. And I said 11. That's going to be 2 hits. I don't think he's got much left. Do we have any 10? We have 9, 10 here somewhere? I don't know. Do we? I don't think so. I don't think there is any. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was some 9, 10 in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. Do we have anybody else here that could fire? I don't have any artillery. Where's their artillery at? Oh, right there. Jeez. I should be activating those and turning them over. Oh, but I can't because they're stacked with that infantry. I've got to change it to like defend. Got to change their order to defend. Jeez. Okay, so this guy here can finish these guys off. At least the infantry unit. So that's 6. That one is not a flank, so he doesn't get the plus 2. So it's going to be a minus 1 for to a -1, but he gets a +1 for being heavy. So it's at 0. 8, and he's got 6. And there it is. There's the 10th, or the 11th hit. So that unit is going to be gone. And then I'll have to put a gray marker on him, meaning he'll have to roll to stand. And see, these guys must have defend. They've got to have defend. Let's see. Yeah, they do have defend. I should already be able to turn them over. Jeez. That takes a cube. All right. Let's see who else here. Okay, this guy here can fire at this artillery unit. They're heavy, so that's 4. Well, maybe not. 3, 4. Yeah, they're too far away, so he can't. But this guy can. He's got to fire 1 there and 1 there. So at the artillery unit, I don't think he's going to be able to hit that, even being adjacent. If he was in line, maybe, but he's not. So, you know, firing at artillery is -3, so he didn't even have a chance there. Against the infantry unit. What is this? This guy's in column, or? Yeah. All right, so that's a +1. 10, 11 is not enough. He needed a 12 since he had to split his fire. So, all right. Okay. Yeah. He should have his artillery turned unlimbered. Guess that's what I'll have to do if I draw another blue, is activate them guys. They could move forward. Well, this is no, this is the 3rd division. The 3rd division has, well, he's in defend orders too. So yeah, he can. So I guess it's the first division doesn't have any. They don't have any artillery? Well, they did. They do. They got that 1 unit there, right here. All right, let's move along here. But the French have really, now that these units have appeared on the crest here, these guys should have been flipped over. But they weren't, so. All right, let's move over here to the center. And here we've got this unit here. Oops. Okay, they can fire right there. 4. Yeah, he can't. That's his only target. And that's 1, 2. That's going to be times 2. That's going to be 16. I believe there's 2 4s there. Yeah. So 16. Okay. He's heavy. Snow. cancel each other out. He's in column. That's +2. 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 2 hits. How many does he have? Okay, so that's going to finish him. Okay. So, okay. So he's got 7. I guess really you should go across here and, you know, say, okay, he's firing here, 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 here. And then that way you're stuck with firing there. You know what I'm saying? Because none of these hits take effect until after. So these guys would still fire here because he's the closest. Now these guys would fire there. So I'm just going to go pat those 2 guys, just put them down as fired. Okay. Because this guy would still fire there, but he only has a 1 strength point, and there's no way that he's going to do any damage. So, but these guys would have fired there because he's right there where they're at. But of course here, this guy here is going to fire here. But I'm going to let the French unit fire first. And let's see here. Let's hit those guys. Okay, so strength of 2, range is 2, so that's going to multiply by 2. So he's got a strength of 4. Strength of 4, snow, and targets in column. It's going to be a +1. Oh, that didn't help. 4 or 5 is not enough. So, all right. So, oops. Of course, now I can remove this guy. You'd really wait until the end, but it's not going to matter now. That's going to take a cube from the French. Okay. So now, this guy's the target. This guy's, they're heavy, and that's 8. 1, 2, 3. That's still going to be double. So they're firing at 16. And let's see here, the unit underneath is in line. Okay. So it's just going to be straight up. 8. It's 2. I'm going to take 2 hits. So he's now going to have had 6. Okay. This guy here, everybody's out of range, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they're not. All right. So there we've got strength of 2. Range is 4. So it's just going to be a strength of 2. Snow -1. Column. That actually is a light infantry, but a column is +2, so +1. Ooh, 11, 12. It's gonna be a hit. So we takes a hit. So now he's at 3. All right. Okay. Fire here to here. Strength of 2. -1 for snow, +2 for columns, so +1. 8, 9 is not enough. Gotta have at least 11. So, okay, and then we have now he has to fire. He's got 2 targets, so he's got to split his fire. And so let me put this. Know that he fired already. All right, so that Russian battalion, that's elite there, is going to fire at the red. And he's in column. Yeah, so he's going to get a +1. Snow's going to -1, columns +2. But he's got to split his fire, and he's in column, so he's got to split his 2 strength fire, so 1 each. 7, 8's not enough there, so we can remove that. And then the orange, 4, 5 is not enough there either. So. All right, so now that guy, he's got to fire here and here. Of course, that guy's got smoke already. Put smoke on him. He's in column. So again, the same thing. It's going to be +1. 5, 6. It's a miss on the red, or ineffective. And on the orange, 5, 6 is still a miss. So 2 misses there. So now he's got a smoke marker. He's going to have the smoke marker. And this unit here is firing here and here. So again, split. So it's going to be +1. They've got to have like a 12 or 11. That's 3, 4. It's a miss. 5, 6 is a miss. So, okay. Now this guy's firing. And he's firing at those 2. Of course, this guy here, the red guy has already fired. All right, so he split his fire. Both of them are in columns. So the red, ooh, got an 11 +1 is 12. That's going to be a hit. So we do get a hit with the red unit. And that's going to be his first hit. Okay. And then the orange, 3, 4, nothing. Okay. So now he gets to fire here, and he's only got 1 target, which is that unit there. So he's got a strength of 2. He rolled a 7, 8's not enough to do any damage. Okay. We do have this unit here, begins to fire. So he could fire, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to fire right here. 1, 2, 3. 3, he's going to have a strength of 4. Okay. With a +1. 7, 8. Nope. Not enough. And this artillery unit there, this one, who's light, is firing over to this guy. He's equal distance. So let's see if the line of sight, yeah. The target is on the lower level. The line of sight is blocked if the blocking feature is closer to the target. Okay, so it's equal distance. It's not closer. Well, I don't know. Let me see here. This guy would be the blocking because it's okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So he's exactly halfway. So I'd say he's not blocking. So at 4, it's going to be a strength of 2 with a -1 due to the snow. He's in line. So okay, so we've got 10. Let's see, he's got a strength of 2. -1 is a 9. So no, it wasn't enough. So. Okay. Okay. So now let's find out where's some more possible. So these guys could have actually turned one vertex. But they can't. Oops, let me move over. Okay, so this unit turned, but can't fire at those guys or those guys back there. See if the target is on a higher level, the line of sight is blocking if the blocking terrain is closer to the firing unit. So, you know, this is closer to the firing unit. Well, it's actually even. So I guess he could fire at this guy. But after that, that's it. So he could fire right there. He can't fire over here, it's outside of his range, his arc. So, okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. He's got a strength of 2, a distance of 3. That's going to be doubled, so he's got a strength of 4. But of course, it's going to be -1 because of the snow. Okay, 4, and I rolled a 10. -1 is a 9, so he gets a hit on that cavalry unit. So that cavalry unit is now at 2. He was at 1 because he got 1 loss here. Oh no, he had to take another loss. That's true. He had to take another loss because he was forced to retreat by a opponent, enemy unit, an enemy controlled hex. So, all right. let's see here. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we can't reach them. This guy could fire at either one of these. Because he'll fire here. No, he can't. That's too far. Too far. So he can't fire there. All right. So that's not going to work there. Where are the artillery units? There's one. Here's the other one. They need to get their little artillery units up to the front. I need to activate Moran. So all we have left is going to be St. Hilaire's units right here along Sarah Paulin, right there. So strength of 2, firing into that. So we're looking at a strength of 2 firing into that obstructed terrain. I don't think we're gonna, you have to be like in line outside. So that'd be a strength of 2. He's in obstructed terrain, that's -3. You know, so not possible. Now, however, firing here, strength of 2 against this guy, these guys here, that's possible because they're in line. So the only thing you're going to subtract is 1. So you would have to get a 12. Could happen. No. Okay. And then this unit in line could fire here, and he's got enough combining those two for a strength of 4 times 2 is 8. Strength of 8. Oh, you got snow, and so he wouldn't be able to but anyways, okay. So we've got target is in the obstructed terrain -3, and the snow -1. So that's -4. So if you roll a 12, okay, you have to roll a 12. Almost got a 10. Okay, so that is the end of the fire, simultaneous fire. And what happened here? What happened to the cube I was going to put on this unit back here? Okay. Thought there was another unit that was getting eliminated. I don't. All right, let me remove all of these spoke markers. Okay, so that artillery unit has to check the stand because the infantry unit that was with it was destroyed, eliminated. And also, not only that one, but this guy right here, he has to check too. Surprised he doesn't have any losses. I guess he hadn't been up there. He hasn't been up there where the cannons have been pounding them. Okay, so we'll roll for the artillery first. For the check to stand. They're not elite or green. It's not Russian. Okay, so a friendly adjacent unit is eliminated. Well, the unit that he was with. There's not any cavalry close by. Nope. So it's going to be -2. Oh, he's going to be gone. Okay. So they just run off and left. Okay, gives another cube. Takes another cube. Okay, and then the other unit. Okay, there. Same thing. He's got friendly, adjacent friendly unit is eliminated. So that's -2. He's not elite or green. Of course, he's going to take a loss and retreat. I rolled a 3. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is him. He went from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And that just creates a huge gap there. That needs to be, filled. So all right, so we're ready to draw the next cube. Okay, it's a French cube. And he's immediately going to go right here with Legrand. Legrand is going to have to move here. And talking about lawns, he was, I guess he was in charge of a corps in another location. He wasn't just off at his governorship or whatever. He was given some, given basically control over a certain area, I think in Prussia. So, a duchy or something. Anyways, so he's actually he's involved here, but not for sure where exactly he's at. But he wasn't here at this battle. So it might have been another close location, keeping maybe some other troops at bay or something. Another part of, Allied armies at bay. So Legrand has a defense order. Okay, he's 3rd Division. And so this is his first activation. So they can move 1 hex. flip. He's going to flip over to line, and let's see here. Here. He's going to move to there and go to line. And then this turn here, move there and come back. That's one. Of course, then we're going to unlimber. And he's going to go to line. This guy's going to line, and he's actually going to drop back to here with these two guys. So, yeah, those are not his guys back there. Okay, so Legrand has finished what he was going to do, which he wanted to yeah. Yeah, he's gonna do that right there. Okay. Now we draw another cube. And this is gonna be the last cube. And it's a Russian. Because if we look, there's 2 cubes left, and that's, you stop. So this is the last activation of this hour. And what or who do I want to activate here? Who do I have that hasn't done anything? Well, 5. I need to get 5. He needs to get into the action here. He hasn't activated yet. I need to get these guys involved. This guy's in line. So are these guys. Those guys get in line up there where these guys are in square. Cause them some problems. See this guy, why does he not have that artillery piece limbered? It's my fault. I've got artillery that I've got right here at the front that hasn't been limbered. Okay. All right, so these guys back here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they can go there. So this guy goes 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, costs 2 to move adjacent to French unit. So, of course, this unit's going to move there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he moves adjacent like that. These guys are in line. If I switch them over, they can move further. So if they're in line, they can still get there. Okay, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to stay in line and go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be 1 to go up the slope, 1 for the hex, and then 2 for moving adjacent to a French unit. So that cost them 4. Okay. So we're gonna go. Don't know if I really want to use those guys like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He didn't have enough. Let's see here. I want to get that artillery up there. So I think I'm going to move this guy around. So he's going to turn and go 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And then this guy here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he moves right there. So he can fire on those guys. Okay. And activate those. 1, 2. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he couldn't change. Cost him 2 to change. I think I'm going to move. So he'll turn around, or at least like that, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he can't. Doesn't have enough. He can't move that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm sure he can. Okay, so he turns here. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 5 for the going up the hill. So, yeah. So he's going to go there. And Turkov is going to go right there. And we're going to have some assaults. Okay. Okay. So he's going to assault there. And this guy's going to assault there. Okay. Now, other units are going to be able to fire will be that guy. Okay. Alright, so we go with defensive fire. The red against the green, he's only going to fire, he's just got to fire. That's the only target he has. So, artillery underneath is not unlimbered. So he's got strength of 2, firing against column, that's plus 2, snow minus 1, so it's a plus 1, 3, 4 is nothing, so he didn't get anything. Okay, now the other defensive fire is going to be the orange unit in column, and he's got to split his fire between the green and the blue. So he's going to have to get a 12 because he's going to have a -1 for the snow, but they're both in column. So he'll actually get a +1. So he's got, right, +1. So he could get an 11 or 12. Against the green, he got an 8, 9, not enough. And he got a 5, 6 is not enough. And then we have the guy here in square. He can fire a strength of 2 with a +1. 8, 9 is not enough. Okay. So now we go to the assaults. Okay. So we have all right. So the green. Okay, so we've got 8 and 8, that's 16 against 10. Now, that is, it's going to be higher than 0.5, that's 0.6, so it rounds up to 2 to 1. So 2 to 1 is a -1. Defender is not elite, green or Russian. He does have a defense order. Second corps, yeah. So he gets a +2. -1 becomes +1. Okay. And they're both in column, so none of that applies. Okay, the assaulting unit didn't lose any strength points. He's not elite or green. Okay, nothing there. So it's going to be just a +1. So that's 8 +1 is, what's it +1? Oh, defense order. So that's a 9, so he holds. Okay. So that assault was not successful. Now, if I had got a 10 or higher, then the attacker, the assaulter, would have had to take a hit. All right, so don't need that anymore. Okay, so here we've got 4 and 8 is 12, 12 to 8. Okay, and that's going to be 1.5. So that's going to round up to 2 to 1. 2 to 1 is -1. And there's not eliteness or anything, but he does have a defense order. So that's +2. So that becomes a +1 again. And I rolled a 4, 5, so that means he's going to take loss and retreat. Again, we're almost into 3 hours here. All right, so he's going to retreat. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, can't go that way. He would just go straight back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he moved all the way back to here. All right, so that's he's going to be moving into that hex. Okay, so I have to roll check to stand for both this guy and that guy. Okay, so here we've got check to stand. All right, so Friendly adjacent unit retreated, that's going to be a -1. Cavalry's not within 3 of that unit, so -1. He rolled a 10, so he's okay. So will the artillery unit underneath. All right. Okay, now this unit here that's in square. Okay, since he's in square, he gets a +2. -1 for friendly unit adjacent retreat, so it's -1, so it becomes a +1. But then there's cavalry within 3 hexes. So that's -2, so it's going to be a -1. And he rolled a 9, the -1 is an 8, and he passed. So they stay. All right, now. Oops. This guy is able to advance. And I think, what do we want to, I guess we're going to turn it there, like that. And that's it for this this turn. The turn is over. When you only have 2 cubes left. Now, if they were both red cubes, then we would pull 1. Okay, you wouldn't do both. I think at the beginning of all of this, I said that you would go ahead and do both fire, but you know, you don't. You just do 1. If they're only red, okay, which we didn't have only red. And so now we would do the next segment of the sequence of play. And formations with hold, regroup, and retire order may rally strength points. So I don't have any of those units that have lost strength points on either side. So that's not going to apply right now at the present. So we turn all cavalry units that are on their tired side back to their front side. And then we move the turn marker 1 box clockwise and start the next weather determination. So one thing I have to do is I have to go through here and find the cavalry units and flip them back over to their regular side. This unit. And I don't think, let's see, that guy, how do you get flipped? Oh, they were involved in, I guess, something earlier. So, okay. I think that's everybody. I think that's all. Yeah. Okay, so take this off. So we put all of these back over there. I'm just taking the activation blocks off. And then I'll have to prepare for the next turn, which will be the 11 o'clock turn. We'll roll the weather. Prior to that, we'll roll the weather, and then we will also I'll move the army commanders, corps leaders, and change any orders that need to be changed, and go from there. But I'll do all that preparation. If you want to know more about that, you can go to I think it was video 3, where I spent the whole video just doing, pretty much the whole video doing the preparation, which is the weather and the order phase, and determining available activation cubes, and determining first player. So I do all of that off camera because it can kind of be a lengthy procedure for me alone doing both sides. It would be a lot faster if you were playing face to face. So kudos on you people that have players to play. Maybe I'll find someone that will play Vassal. I do have access to Vassal. So that could be interesting, especially once I get this kind of down a little bit better. I also enjoy playing Napoleon's Triumph. I've played that, well, it's been a couple of years now since I played that. Well, several years now since I played that online with some people. But I think this would be fun to play on Vassal. You know, I don't have anyone in my area that plays this type of stuff, and even if I did, it's hard to get you know, a time to do that. You know, so people's schedules and everything. But I think that turn went a little smoother. I've still got to roughen or smooth out some of the edges of my understanding of everything. But I'm beginning to grasp all of the little the differences. Don't want to really use that word. But the different at the mechanics of this system. Uniqueness, that's the word I'm looking for. Uniqueness, the uniqueness of this system. So but looking at the board, the Russians are going to have to do something about their left flank because of what's happening over there. Those cavalry units there are not going to be able, excuse me, to stop, I think, the push there, especially if they once they bring up their guns. And so Bennington is going to have to send some infantry over there, and he's got it. It's just probably Kaminsky is who he's going to have to send. He's the closest, I think, besides Essen. I think he needs to hold on to Essen to use to fill any gap that occurs here to the left center, where Sakin is. and bag of root right here. Napoleon stretched out, and he doesn't really have any reserve besides his guard. He's got these 3 regiments of cavalry, but not really any infantry besides the guard. So Bennington needs to get a really hard push over here on this flank. You know, cavalry versus cavalry, I guess. And bring up, what's this back here? Oops. What is that? To drop it. Somnov. Okay. He's gonna have to get Somnov involved. He's gonna have to bring him up. Moving everybody. What is that, the 4th Division? Yeah, the 4th Division. What is their orders? 4th Division? Hold. Yeah, they're going to have to change those to move. They're going to get L'Estaque coming up from along right over here where Althoff's at. Just further over here where my hand is. He's going to be coming from here, but you know, Bennington's got to use his advantage in his strength. He's got superior numbers, or at least appears so. You know, he's got let's see. He's got he's got like 4 corps. No, not 4 corps. Divisions. 1, 2, 3. Well, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he's got 5 divisions of infantry. And then another of cavalry. Cavalry regiment up there. And that's a large cavalry regiment. And he needs to be taking advantage of that. Of course, he's going to have to send at least one over there to deal with Gudin's 3rd Division. But that still leaves 3 to be used. To either give a spell to a division that's been at it, put sack in this, or even Bagot over there could use an opportunity to pull his men back. So, you know, Essen, he might send Essen over here and allow Bagot to pull back to regroup, recover, and Kaminsky right here could go assist in holding the left, and Doktorov and Somnov could be drifted over toward the center more, and But of course, Bennington's only got 4 command points. And if it's snowing, he's only got 2. So that really hampers his ability to change orders. It's going to have to be changed by these divisional commanders. So that's what it looks like on the Russian side. On the French side, Napoleon really needs Davout to push hard. He needs his 3 divisions to attack without mercy, just to lay into the French. All that's opposing him is cavalry. So he needs to have a hard push forward, and he might need to get in line, and that way when the cavalry approaches, he can use his superior fire to weaken them. And especially bring up his guns to fire on them. And then he needs to hold off the Russian onslaught here in the center and over here on his left. So he's going to have to try to hold here, and if necessary, use Murat's cavalry ability, his mass chop cavalry ability, to sweep down and maybe push through and get behind the French if he has to. But I think Davout has got to really attack. He's got to really use activations. Possibly use 9 activations over there. He's going to have to use, I think, something here. I think he may have to use the guard. Maybe use, like, he may have to use an attack order or a move order to get him up here on this ridge to unlimber their artillery to fire against the Russian artillery. I don't know how successful that would be, but he's going to have to do something, because this here is falling apart. Desjardins is his division is falling apart. They need to be pulled back, but of course, if they do, there's nothing behind them. So the only thing behind them is Grouchy and Dehatpu cavalry. And of course, we've got over here, we've got Milhaud. But don't we use them for defense? We don't put them up there on that ridge and let the artillery blast away at them. So Napoleon has got to get some action from Davout. Got to push hard over there. So that's what you can anticipate from the French, really pushing hard with Davout's 3rd Corps in the next hour, while the Russians try to maneuver their reserves around, possibly give Bagrat a breather, allow some of his troops to regroup, get some rest, and so we'll see. Come back to the next video and see what happens. The Don't forget about the giveaway of the Chesic dice sets. Like I said, the last video, I'll have a question, and I'll tell you how to submit your answer. Just one answer per person, and everyone that gets the right answer, I'll put their name in a cup or bag or something, and draw 3 out. So, and don't forget to go check out Sound of Drums, soundoddrumsgames.com, and also Chesic's. Give them some support. Go check out what they got. So, all right, come back for the next video. See what happens.